So I stumbled upon this very, very, very large, I call it fairy wish flower. I mean, I'll kind of give you an idea how big it is. Look at my hand. I mean, it's so magical too. There's nothing like it. I looked all around and there's nothing like it. There's nothing this big. And I felt like I didn't want to miss an opportunity to catch it on film before it flies away and becomes wishes. But I was just having a moment and I wanted to share it with you. You know, just how much our inner child trauma, like, it really is serious. It really is something, and it's not anything that we can control. It's something, hold on, I'm going to see if I can try and find a soft spot. This is pretty rocky around here. I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope so. I'm just going to kind of rest it here. God rest you, merry gentlemen. Yeah, so interesting. I was just having this moment where I've been having these outbursts of anger, and they're really bad. And I know why Spirit wanted me to take a break from the magical medium, because I really need to, like, I feel like I'm at the end of the dark night of the soul. Like, I'm at the end of the squeeze of the toothpaste. Because most of the time I'm in a really good, happy place, but man, all of a sudden this like darkness seeps in, and it's not mine. And then I'll see all these things that'll pop up in my orbit about ancestors and ancestral healing, and that, you know, letting the healing, you know, begin with us, you know, let the patterns stop with us and the healing begin with us. And, you know, not everybody's playing that role in their family, you know, and for those of us that are playing that role in our family, it's a big one. It can feel very much like a burden. And there are days where I'm like, I'm fucking tired. Like, I just want to like take a vacation from life, you know? Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be around anybody. I just want to like do shit like this, like just play outside. And yeah, I feel like this summer is going to be very interesting. Whenever you watch this, it's timeless, but in real time, today is June 27th, 2023, and I realized these outbursts and these things that have been happening. I had a moment earlier where I was like, oh my gosh, it's a year ago today that we've been home free. And last year we moved out on the new moon in Cancer on June 28th. And our prayer was to be like in our home by the next new moon. And as you can see, a year later, you know, we're not. I mean, we've been, you know, it's like, it's been such a up and down with the situation with the cabin, because in some ways it's like a deal of a lifetime. We don't want to walk away from it. And then there's other days where it's so challenging. We just want to give up, and we just want to go live easily, happily somewhere else. Because living off the grid is not for the faint of heart. And I realize that it's also not an older person's game, unless like you are just a minimalist. I really think it has to do with the person, you know. It's been a great learning experience for me, but it's also been just beyond challenging, like beyond anything I really thought. Look how cute this is. Beyond anything I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I watch these, you know, these YouTubers who are, you know, they're off-gridders, and, you know, they're doing these things and they seem really happy, you know, and then every so often you'll see an episode where they lose their shit, and I'm like, yep, I totally get that. That was me today. I've been like on a slow downward spiral for a while. And, you know, I'm like, well, at least it's summer, you know, I'm like, at least it's summer, at least, you know, it's not too bad, blah, blah. But, you know, I still have to, we still have to, you know, retrieve water. We still have to retrieve propane. We still have to like do all of these things, just all the little things we have to do. And it's every day, you know, when you live like this, it's an every day, all the time. There is no day off. There is no day off. it doesn't exist. You have to do things to survive like this. I mean, you can take the day off, yes, but you know, it feels silly, right? When you're just like, well, but I need that thing, so I have to do that thing, and then that thing, you have to do this thing to do that thing, and it's just like a whole thing. Going to the bathroom, Bubba's litter box, dishes, like everything. And I'm not saying boo hoo hoo, feel sorry for me. I'm just, I'm at my limit again, where I'm just like, fuck. And then, we went up to the cabin today because we were blessed with this. I will say this on the other side of it. We've been really blessed with certain things where Spirit will tell me to look on Craigslist, and it'll either be free or like really inexpensive, something that we really want or something that we need. And that has been so rad. We just got the most amazing chimenea, and it's a really, really nice fancy one. It does have some cracks in it, but I did some research and it's not that big of a deal to fix. So I'm really excited about that. And it had this beautiful wrought iron stand and like a wrought iron, it's beautiful. It's like a $250, $300 chimenea. And I've know that because I used to have one and blah blah blah, and I know the prices of them and stuff. But anyway, so like that, like we get like fun things like that. But even that, I said to Alda today, I started crying. I go, yeah, but still, I go, I have to restore it, And there's all these projects that are just waiting to be done, but I can't do a lot of things because of what's going on up there, with Jolly and the remodel, and he likes his space and. Anyway, it's just been interesting. This whole thing has been really interesting. And today was just one of those days where the anger got to me. And I started to realize when I have these outbursts, I'm like, my mom was like that. Actually, there was all of my family, my siblings, my mom, my dad. A lot of people say they don't believe in this shit. But, it's interesting that there's a lot of German in my veins. Like there's a lot of German blood. And a lot of people say like Germans are quick-tempered, and I swear there's something to that. It must be chemistry because, and anyway. But I'm trying to break that, and that's been difficult. And there's all these little things, and I don't mean to be boo-hoo, poor me, or anything like that. It's more like I'm just asking and urging you to take that time alone to work through those energies and work through, that anger. Because if we keep pushing it down, it's not going to help. It's just going to come back up at a later date. And I told my husband that. I'm like, you need to go and just get out of here for a while. I'm like, I need to work through this because it's obviously not going anywhere. And every time I think I've tackled it, I realize, yeah, I might have a good cry and then I'm like done. But today I'm like, no, like I need to sit in it. I need to sit with it and find out like where it's coming from. And I just kept getting my mom. There's a lot of anger with my mom, and just a lot of things that as an empath and a sensitive that my family put on me as a child. They imprinted. A lot of people have, and I've probably done this to others as well. We imprint our anger and our pain and our suffering and our strife. We imprint that on each other. See, that's another thing, the traffic. It's driving me crazy. It's like I can handle a river if it's water and it's flowing, but it's like we have bouts where it's quiet like this for a second. And then it's like there's motorcycles, and then there's trucks, and then there's fire engines. And I'm like, why the fuck am I going through all of this? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I could have just stayed in the city for this. Like, seriously. Like I could just move to fucking Seattle or Olympia or Portland or somewhere on the West Coast. I could live in a big city, and there's still some great, places that I can do nature. Yeah, that's the kind of things like that where I'm just like, I know later I will feel okay and I will be better. It's just right now, and when I'm in it, I'm in it. And so, I hope I didn't bring any anger or whatever to you, but if I did, maybe it's because you're meant to. Maybe it's time to work with your anger and your frustrations and like find out, like what's really bothering you. Like get to the core. Get to the core of it. I'm not saying it's all my mom, but it's definitely my family, and just because they're all oblivious. When people stay oblivious, it's really easy to deal with problems when you're just like, oh, whatever, I'll just have another drink, I'll just smoke another cigarette, I'll just fuck another person, I'll just buy another handbag, I'll just, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever it is for you, your person, your family, right? Like, it's different for everybody. But, when we just keep doing avoidance tactics, we don't really heal it. We're just avoiding it. So, you know, I've been sitting with Spirit outside today and just trying to sit with nature and trying to understand. I want to show you a little bit of a water view and trying to understand certain things right now, you know, like what's going on and why we're still here, what soul contract we signed on. And, you know, as much as I like to let it go and just let my mind be free, it's just my mind's almost like a computer. So I realize that it's just reprogramming. You know, I said to my husband today, I said, I'm so sensitive. Like, I just feel and hear everything. He was in the grocery store the other day and he was in an aisle and we were like talking about, you know, food for Bubba and stuff. And I shit you not, like, sorry, I just wanted to get over to these flowers. Hold on. I wanted you just to see how many there are and where I was sitting. Anyway, he was standing in the aisle of the grocery store and I was like, ugh, I just got this like creepy energy all over my body. And I said, did somebody just walk past you? And he goes, yeah. And I go, he's like, how did you do that? And I go, welcome to my world. He's like, you're not even here. I'm like, I know. So some of us just have different gifts than others. And I just feel like my sensitive meter and my bullshit barometer and all these other things that I like to give these little fun labels to, you know, they've just taken their toll. Look at this bird. Hi, sweetie. Are you the same? I think this is the same bird that came to, I was up at the cabin and I was sitting on the deck of the cabin and looking at the view and I was just crying and just looking at construction debris everywhere. And I don't know how people do this. And I just cried because I said to Alder, I said, you know, this is all about money. It's all about money. I said, and we do bring abundance to us. Look, we brought this really cool deal to us and all this, and it's great. Look at that bird over there. Hi, sweet Robin. Hi, Jesus bird. Oh, there they went. But at the same time, I said, if we had money, big chunks of money, we wouldn't be dealing with this right now. We wouldn't be here. We would be somewhere else. We would be at a different house, or we would just buy it from him and take care of it ourselves. Instead, we're living like that, which would be fine, except for I've been living like this for 7.5 years, and I'm so fucking ready to move into a real house. And, you know, it takes so much work. It is like living like a pioneer woman, you know. I was watching one of my favorite channels. She's a Ugandan model, and you know, when she's home, she still lives off grid, lives, you know what I mean, like the way she was raised and stuff. And so I was like, wow. I mean, I can officially now say that I live like I live like I'm in a third world country. but now I could say that, like, for real. But I'm done now. Now I don't want to say that. And like I said, I feel like it's a young person's game. I really do. You know, I've been through too much. I've seen too much. I've traveled too much. I've moved too many times. I mean, gosh, I've moved 30 times in 51 years. That's a lot. It's exhausting. And 5 states. And I'm ready to be, you know, home, whatever that is. And I know home is me, but you know what I mean? There's only so much that we can take in our human form. Hi, sweet dandies. But I am grateful for this, honestly. I am grateful for this. At least I am among the wildflowers and the trees. It's kind of like a graveyard, though. This was an old logging. Like, they logged it and then replanted. And so these trees aren't going to be ready for harvest for quite some time. And actually, this land is owned. This isn't even ours. Like, ours is up there and like scattered through. There's like 5 acres scattered throughout here that starts, you know, down at the road and then like makes its way to the top. So our house is up there. I don't even know if you guys can see it. If I can get far enough, you might be able to see the eave of it. But this is connected to this other part. This is like the, what do they call it? It's like the fray between the lands. You know what I mean? It doesn't belong to us, but like they don't care that we're on it because it's kind of like all of us. Sometimes you can see it's right. See where that tallest tree is? It's right back there. Oh, you can kind of see it. Can you see it a little bit? Can you see it a little bit? So in some ways it's like, of course, like I'll wait, you know what I mean? But in other ways I'm like, I'm just tired. It's like, it's in that like, I'm in that like waiting to move forward. I'm waiting and I'm ready to be living, and I'm doing my best to live every day, but it's really hard. So that's why I have to walk over here and look at this view. And that's why I try not to go up to the cabin, but I mean, you know, fuck. Now, the interesting thing is we've been living like this for a year officially, but we've been on this property for 11 months because we were on our own camping while we were looking for a new home, and, you know, that's how this all came together. But yeah, you know, I mean, he's been pretty cool about it, our landlord, though. Like, he really, like, deeply apologized to us the other day and was like, you know, I'm so sorry. I know I really, you know, because all the projects that he hired Alder to do, all the stuff that we did the exchange for, Alder's been done for 2 months. Like, the whole point was we needed somewhere to live. We needed shelter. Like, that was like our whole point, and that he needed all these vehicles fixed. And, you know, anyway, long story short, Alder finished all of those projects, and it's been 2 months and we're still not in the house. And that's why we've been, like, you know, wanting to leave. And yeah, see, this is clearly not our land. I keep saying I'm going to do this, but I really need to clean this. Look at, those are shotgun shells. Gross. Anyway, but all the deer hang out in here. We have a deer mama and 2 babies. That's been really cute and fun. Anyway, so I just, a little check-in. This is where I'm at. And I feel like I'll go back to like, they're having me still do shorts for the Magical Medium, which is kind of fun. And obviously on here, I've been doing Tallulah talk and a reading like I used to, which is kind of fun because now it's like I don't have to do it at any time or like go around the moon cycles. Yesterday just happened to be the first quarter moon was on a moon day, and I felt like they wanted me to do that. And maybe they'll just have me do moon days every moon day for, you know, a minute. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Whatever they have me do. But yeah, it's been tough. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this cute little fairy wish flower. Why can't I think of the real name of it right now? Please put it below. Anyway, until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other, and work that shit out. Work it through. And if you can, do your best to do it on your own. Go outside and cry, sit with spirit like I did. You know, I sit in my chair and I just turn it to go towards the sun, and I speak to Ra, and I speak to nature and try to dull out the traffic, because I'm like, look at my view. I mean, I can't really, it's like, besides the traffic, it's like, it's pretty stunning up here. I could go without the rockiness too, because they had to build, they had to bring like logging trucks and stuff up here. There's like a lot of rock, not a lot of grass and stuff. Wildflowers, but not a lot of lush grass. Well, we would have to like pull a lot of stuff out. I will say this though, if we did end up buying this property, my dream is to buy this property like behind us, because I thought it would be really cool actually to turn this into a concert venue. These trees need to be weeded out anyway, like they're kind of choking each other. And so we thought about, like, you know, going through and thinning out the trees, and, you know, somehow making like a stage and like having like a really small, like maybe 100 people, you know, where you come and see live music because the view is so beautiful and stuff. And I don't know, it's just a thought I've had. I've actually thought about having like the band here and then like having staging like staggering there. But we'll see. If it's meant to be ours, I'll do something cool like that. If not, somebody else maybe will do something cool like that. I love you guys. See you next time. Blessed be. Oh.